Welcome ladies and gentlemen, my name's Dychronic here on this Destiny 2 video, and in today's video we're going to be going over what I consider to be the very best possible loadouts in every single one of the encounters in the Deep Stone Crypt raid. In this video we'll be going over everything from the different subclasses for each of the three different classes, kinetic, energy, and heavy options and the reasons why, and armor mods that are really useful for different encounters. And many of you may be thinking that there may be an ultimate loadout that you can use for an entire raid, and from my experience pretty much every raid I've ever done, there's never been a single loadout that you use for everything. There's oftentimes slightly different loadouts that are better for different parts, and this is still true in the Deep Stone Crypt raid. And you guessed it, everything I'll be talking about in this video will be part of a text-based guide, including the list and the images you'll see on screen. If you want to get access to that, it's going to be on my Discord server, link in the description down below, in the server channel called #SpreadsheetsDoc. And if you do end up using these documents or liking this video, please leave a like down below and consider subscribing for more top 10s, builds, reviews, Zer videos, reset videos, or if you just want to come say hi on my live streams, it really does mean a lot. And furthermore, I hope you guys are having a good winter holidays, whatever you celebrate, as long as you're celebrating with somebody. Moving on for the first major encounter of the raid, the restricted security. In this encounter, there's going to be a bunch of different enemies, including elite servitors, overload captains, ultra captains, dregs, all that whatnot. In this encounter, you have three main things you need to worry about as far as loadout. First of all, you're going to need some general ad clear, so something mid-range like a hand cannon, auto rifle, pulse rifles all work well. You're also going to need a quick burst special weapon like a shotgun or a sniper rifle so you can take down the servitors as soon as possible so your objective can move forward. And finally, you're going to need a mid-burst heavy to handle the different panels. Mid-bursts include heavy machine guns or grenade launchers, just keeping in mind you need a bit more total ammo. My personal favorite loadout is going to be old-fashioned, first and last out, and xenophage, a good balance of everything I just described. For your subclass is not really that important in this encounter, so just pick something with good ad slaying potential or good survivability. And finally, when it comes to the armor mods, things like Herd Thinner, a raid perk that allows you to get more damage against the rank and file enemies, standard high energy fire charged with light mods, and then these solar warmind cells, just again to kill a bunch of ads. And the last note about this section is you might want to have some lightweight weapons and some speed boots on your scanner and operator just so you can get through the encounter faster. Up next for the second major encounter of the raid, we have Clarity Control A-Tracks. There are three major concerns for loadout when it comes to this encounter. The first one, I would recommend having more of a mid to long range primary ammo weapon. Sit back, shoot the enemies until you can actually progress through the objectives. Your special weapon should either be a shotgun or sniper rifle for those servitors. Whenever they pop up, you can kill them very quickly. And finally, your heavy weapon should be a sword, and if you have Lament, it is way better than any other sword in the game for a very quick burst damage, which is exactly what you need in this fight. With that, you're also going to want to put on certain subclasses that match this particular requirement, like Hunters with Celestial Nighthawk or Tether Night Stalker. Titans, you want to go with that Code of the Protector Bubble, and Warlocks go with Attunement of Grace. When it comes to armor mods, you're going to want to focus on getting extra damage for your swords, things like Lucian Blade plus Taking Charge. I would recommend not having high energy fire so you don't accidentally use your Charge with Light. And with that, you could also use Herd Thinner if you're having issues with the random ads or you want to kill them faster. It's just a great mod to have throughout the entire raid. And finally, a mod that a lot of people have overlooked, the Enhanced Scanner Augment. Make sure you put your scanners on your Celestial Nighthawk Hunters and they can get extra precision damage on bosses, which is really powerful when you want to do boss damage. Moving on to the third major encounter of the raid, Taniks Reborn. This encounter of the raid I like to describe as a cluster truck of ads, so your focus for your primaries, your specials, and your heavies should be on ad clearing. Keeping in mind you also have to deal with the overload captains and the ultra captains, so pick your heavy and special accordingly. Things will be very similar to the very first encounter of this raid. Your loadout should focus on a short to mid-range ad clear primary, an easy to use special for captains or ad clear, and a quick burst heavy for the overload captain. You might also want to have a lightweight weapon for everybody in the team because oftentimes you're going to need to move from one place to the other quite quickly. This is definitely going to be an encounter where Herd Thinner and Warmind cells are going to be very useful to you. So make sure to have at least one piece of armor as a raid armor just so you can put that mod on it, and of course one piece that's a 7th Seraph weapon just so you can get those explosions. And in the final encounter of the raid, the Taniks, the Abomination fight, things are going to be a little bit different. In this encounter, your subclass, your mods, your weapons should be all focused around getting boss DPS so that you can get that optimal one phase. So for your subclasses, having a Celestial Nighthawk Way of the Sharpshooter, having the Titan have Code of the Protector Bubble, having the Warlock with Lunafaction, Attunement of Grace, well, are going to be very useful. The standard approach for this this encounter would be having a mid-range primary, a slug shotgun as your special weapon, and then anarchy or a grenade launcher as your heavy weapon. And finally, one of your 6 people having divinity to allow you to get some very easy, very good, and high damage crits. Alternatively, the strategy that we usually pull these days so we can get a 1 phase is going to be the double slug shoddy, i.e. heritage plus first and last out, plus anarchy, and having, again, one of the people use divinity. Usually I have a lot of disdain for double special or double primary builds as it's not a great damage or great ammo economy, but in this particular instance, most of the enemies before the boss damage phase can literally just be punched to death or use anarchy, and the rest can be used on boss DPS. And yes, you still will be using your slug shotties to break the jet engines on 10x and still have enough ammo to do enough DPS to the boss. And lastly, for the armor mods, again, like always, Herd Thinner is generally pretty useful across the entire raid to kill ads very efficiently. Enhanced scanner augment for any Celestial Nighthawk hunters you have on your team, especially in this encounter where you literally do not need scanner, just put it on your Celestial Nighthawk hunter. And finally, your standard high energy fire charge with light mods so you can have that extra damage during boss DPS. And that is going to be pretty much the end of the video. Again, I highly recommend you check out that document that I made for you guys. It is fully public for you guys to use. I highly recommend you use it because it is very useful and has the full list of all the stuff I recommend and I use on a regular basis. And that way you don't have to click through this video to find what you're looking for. But if you do use the document, please do leave a like and subscribe for more. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. I do hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys on the next one.